right, guys, I have managed to convince my brother to do a mini interview. He is very shy, but I convinced him and he's going to answer a few questions that I have. All right, so this is my brother, Gustavo. We are 6 years apart. You're
right.
6 years younger than
Yes.
me. So he is the illustrator of my book. He is an architect, an artist. He paints, draws. What else do you do?
I think you described it well. I'm more concentrated in drawing and techniques that involve drawing or has something to do with it, but also watercolor. I like very much. My favorite medium is actually the colored pencil, which is the favorite medium for architects as well. It goes very well with architectural drawings. And well, my day-to-day life, we work with so much digital means that this is my relief. It's my when I need to wind down, then I go full analog and I draw on paper.
Nice. I did disclose to him a few of the questions that I was going to ask, but I did not disclose the first one, which is what I'm gonna ask now. Exactly a month ago, I called him and I told him what I was up to, that I had written a book and that I needed drawings. And I didn't want it to be AI. I wanted it to have emotion, feelings, to represent what I was trying to convey in the book. And I asked him if he could draw, how many in total? 21, 22? Approximately 22 images in a month. What was the first thing that popped into your head when your sister all of a sudden calls you from Canada and goes like, hey bro, can you draw me 22 pictures in a month? And as you know, he has 2 small children, as have you seen running around. Him and his wife are both architects. They have their own firm. They work way over 40 hours a week. And then your sister comes and says that.
Well, my first reaction was the standard reaction. I should protest and explain to the client that it actually takes effort to do these things. But then again, most clients want things done for yesterday for whatever reasons. A lot of times we get involved in a project when already something has gone wrong and they need an architect and they can't they can't wait longer.
So I'm an easy client.
The thing is, you said it was you wanted sketches, and I was thinking, wow, that's not that's fun. I mean, I sketch a lot, so you put me at ease. And I believe you told me we were 15, not the 22.
Okay.
But as we were progressing, it became apparent we needed more. But yes, of course I said yes. I mean, I was asked to do difficult deadlines before.
And I felt so guilty because I know you're so stressed out with work. They're moving offices, as I showed before.
Yes.
You know, they're in the middle of moving and all that. And then I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? But honestly, like, I am so impressed with those drawings. I cannot even put words in what this means and how much it represents. So yeah, this is going to be a very, very special book. So the other question I wanted to ask is, I told you that I wanted a very relaxed kind of sketch, like just something kind of scribbled down. But you chose what you were, the material that you were going to, the medium that you were going to use. So explain a little bit what you used and why you chose that.
Right. I did the drawings using Chinese ink with a nib pen and a sumi brush, which is the Chinese brush used to write characters with. And well, it is one of my favorite mediums. Especially because and in combination with the watercolor paper, because usually you use this on very smooth hot pressed Bristol paper, so that you get the clean lines. I didn't want the clean lines.
But then you wouldn't get this watercolor smudged kind of.
I want to see the mark on the paper. I want to see the register that it becomes registered, the contact the artist and the medium makes with the paper. I want that seen. And the watercolor paper has these wonderful textures to it, and especially with the pen, it makes such it leaves a mark, and that's what I'm looking for, is the mark on the paper. The mark informs as much. There's such a feedback, because when you draw something consciously, you draw something with the subconscious. I mean, you open up your mind, and you read at the same time the mark on the paper, and then becomes this interactive thing with your art piece. And I think that's the most honest approach, because then there's a certain uncertainty at the start, and it grows, the art grows, and your ideas change over during, and I like that ad hoc thing. And I find that the most honest medium is when you see the mark. You need to see what produced. You need to be able to read how was it made.
Right.
And it's my favorite medium.
Cool, nice. Which one is your favorite illustration?
Well, it's right in front of me. The moon, because it's the sleeping moon with the starry skies. I think it's a drawing that I would not have come up with by myself. But when you asked for this one, I was out of my comfort zone a little bit.
And it became your favorite.
And it became my favorite.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's such an illustrative piece.
Yes.
It's not photorealism.
Yeah.
But just a combination with the ink, it
turned out beautiful.
Yeah, there's also a three-dimensionality to it.
Yes.
The marks of the moons that became like, I don't know, there's an imperfection. That is such an honest mark. It's all about the mark for me. It's all about how it marks on the paper, and I think it came out really like a serene look of satisfaction in the face. So it's one of my favorites.
And is there any pictures here that have a bit of a backstory? Anything that stands out from the other ones?
Yeah, well, several, because the setting where I was producing these pictures are also interesting, because as you know, we had a month ago, we had right after we discussed about this, we were going out for a week in the mountains in Transylvania, that's in Romania. And the Carpathian Mountains is really, really beautiful nature, like unseen here in the Netherlands. And we were up the mountain at a resort with a lake, and I was on this pergola on the lake. Nature was beautiful there, and I started observing it and the patterns of the plants, etc. And then I came to this one, which I really love, which is actually cotton, and the branches and the way the leaves work. That was highly inspired. But not just this one. I think, for example, also the sun drawing, the reflection on the grass is kind of like almost like on the water.
Yeah.
So what I was observing around, and I thought that gave a certain intensity to the drawing and a warmth.
Yes.
Because you can almost feel the warmth.
Oh, this one was there too?
This one was there as well.
Oh, wow.
And like, to me, it became, and this is something really special, I guess, because of the location, is that all the light represents warmth, and the shadows, they are a bit cold. And the contrast is exactly what gives this such an atmospheric feel to the drawing. At least I hope
No, yeah,
Speaking as
absolutely
a
does.
creator,
Yeah.
I really went for it. I really went for the contrast between warm and cold, dark,
Yeah.
light,
Yeah.
and putting it in
Which
balance.
is a lot of the message in the book, is the
Exactly.
light and the dark, right?
Exactly, and putting everything in balance. So
Yeah.
these tones, the tones became very important, important there, and I maybe wouldn't have um, made it so if it wasn't if I was working from here or from the table at home. And also there were people around, so once in a while someone would come along and like see all the drawings on displays, because this ink it dries really slow. It dries very slowly, so once you made one, you actually have to wait
To get to the second layer
to get to the
of it.
second layer. So I was sitting on this pergola. It was part of a restaurant, by the way. So I had all these drawings on the big
the table.
6-person's table, and then all these Romanians and the local tourists and the local people, they were all walking and they were kind of like admiring the drawings and saying something in Romanian.
So the drawings are already famous.
Well, they were appreciated. It was kind of like, it felt good. It felt
Yeah.
good to be doing this. It felt like people could see that there was effort put into them.
I can see that every single one had a lot of effort put in. Was there any that was most challenging than any of the others? Was there a particular drawing that you felt challenged by it?
Yes, there was. There was the violinist was kind
Okay.
of like
That is so much detail there.
yeah, and it was difficult to have the violin also look and feel like it's a violin. So it's actually a version 2.
Okay.
So this first one, I kind of got a feel. I wanted to have a connection, like really between the player and the violin.
I'm shocked that you don't do like a pencil drawing that you erase and reline like many times. You go straight to ink.
No, I cannot.
Is-
It needs to be. It
that's
needs
crazy
to
to
be
me.
straight to ink, because
Wow.
otherwise
It's
you
more
lose,
authentic, actually.
you lose the moment that the moment that you work with a pencil sketch and you ink on top, then you lose the spontaneity of the drawing.
Do you think that the fact that you know the story behind this book, you know the meaning of the book because he saw the manuscript,
Yeah.
do you think that reflected on the drawings? Compared, let's say, if I had just hired an illustrator and just said, draw me this without having any back history of the project.
No, I think for sure. Because it's even the drawings are more pensive. And you see it's a silhouette, but it's so much more. It's there's an intensity
I can
to it.
see emotion when I look at this.
Exactly. There's an
Illustration.
intensity to it.
Yeah.
Like this, the one with the sun is, I think it's a powerful one, because it's not just a sun. So like this smile didn't come for free, you know.
Yeah.
It's like an earned smile, you know. It's like
Yes.
smile after, like you would smile when you finish a chore.
I love that.
You know. So it's like it's also a smile with a certain there's certain tiredness, because it's like effort's been done, and now
And you
it's,
can see it in the eyes as well.
exactly
Yeah.
more or less how I slept after I finished all these drawings.
I'm done.
It's finished. And also the two friends
Those
here,
are so much
I
fun.
love them. These were my quickest
It
drawing.
couldn't have turned better.
The
Like,
quickest drawing, and it needed to be. I think it's the honesty. It's such a direct connection
Yes,
with
I
the
can see that.
creator. It's imperfect, and in its imperfection, it comes alive. They
oh,
are
the
like,
expression is priceless.
there's like this real honest friends, especially the left one. It's like,
Did any point in the project did you go like, holy camole, like what did I get myself into? I
Yes.
bit more than I can chew here.
yes, as you know, we run the full company, my wife and I, and we went away for a week, and but of course, you can't shut down your business. It has to continue. And I always bring my laptop, and I was working there.
There, wow.
And I actually worked the whole week. As I was doing that, I started panicking because I had plans to only draw so
Right.
in the last weekend, the time was running out,
Yeah.
and I had to produce, I mean, at least half of what you see here.
Wow.
So we went on this one weekend to the mountains, and we spent 2 days
In the pergola.
in the pergola, the whole day drawing, and but in the end, I felt so good about it.
Aw, thank you.
Welcome.